Despite the unprecedented commitment of $20 billion from BP to support affected Gulf Coast residents, the claims process has been far from transparent or equitable.
I know there were people that made claims that got money that they probably shouldn't have got the money. There are other people that should have got the money, didn't get the money, but that's normally what happens in life.
It's very hectic. It's very communication is very off because a lot of the fishermen when they go to the claims office and they submit all the documentations that they have, they don't get a clear explanation of what's the turnaround, what's the turnaround time, and if they're missing documents, all GCF do is send them a letter that's saying that they're missing document and they need to submit it.
Many are concerned that similar challenges will plague the environmental claims process, known as the Natural Resource Damage Assessment, or NERDA.
We have quite a few concerns. One is that there is a lack of transparency in terms of what the federal government is doing, what their studies are. And they have told us that they will make it more transparent because a lot of the groups that work to protect these resources really want to know if the studies that are going on are comprehensive, and if not, how data can be found to fill in the gaps.
Gulf leadership has been inconsistent on the issue of environmental and natural resource damages, with some pointing to major impacts, while others adopt the stance that little has been affected and that business as usual should proceed.
I'm a little concerned about the state of Louisiana because the state of Louisiana is very concerned about wetlands damage, and understandably so because of the coastal wetlands crisis. And yet at the same time, following the BP oil disaster, they quickly opened up all fisheries, which actually created the presumption that there is actually no damage to those fisheries. So I'm not quite sure why the state of Mississippi is, they're essentially saying on one hand that they have no damage, and on the other hand, they're saying they want to get money through the NERDA process.
4 years after the Exxon Valdez spill, the commercially valuable herring population collapsed and is yet to recover. Fisheries scientists point to sublethal impacts of oil on the fish population, which left it vulnerable to environmental stresses. Management of Gulf commercial and recreational fishing harvest levels have so far failed to reflect the damage done by the BP disaster, despite widespread acknowledgement that this year's spawning class of hundreds of species has been significantly affected.
They seem to be discounting any contamination to the sediments that might affect future fish populations in terms of maybe contamination. They seem to be maybe not as concerned, although we haven't gotten a lot of information about what the species impact has been to fisheries or shrimp. Although they're looking for damages in terms of coastal restoration, they may be leaving money on the table by not looking at what the other impacts have been in the state.
As the Gulf Restoration Network monitors and responds to this crisis, they continue to need your help. Visit bpdrillingdisaster.org to take action, stay informed, and donate to their efforts.